We use this getting to know method to welcome the people, and we invite them to stand up and walk in the room and to greet each other. To say, and I take this from my little son who kind of mixes the Romanian and German version and says halut. And I ask the people to make a halut walk, to go around and say halut to each other. And you can use any other language. You can say, hey, use whatever you want. Hola, guten Tag, and hello. Just to have to look at each other and say something friendly. We use this as a very welcome first step.
What's your name?
This activity is called the molecules, and it can be adapted for multiple purposes. Sometimes you can use it for the group to get to know each other, participants to get to know each other. You can use it for facilitators to get to know experiences in the group, or multiple other purposes. But it's more for exchanging of information when the group is too big to do it in a big circle, and you can do it in smaller groups. So the method is quite simple. All the participants will be moving around the room as free atoms, and when I ring a gong, they will form molecules. And I will say the number of atoms that should form one molecule, 2, 3, 5, and give them a task what they will be discussing in their molecules. So let's practice. Groups of 3, molecules of 3. You'll need to discuss what's your hobby.
Hobbies to look at the sun. Other hobbies, let's start. Running, boxing,
Free atoms. Free atoms. Free atoms. Groups of 6. Groups of 6. You need to find one common thing, a characteristic that's common for all of you.
Yeah. We're human beings.
We like to eat?
Yes.
We like to eat, huh?
A little more specific.
We like to have fun.
Vegetarian. We all want to be facilitators now. We like to work with people.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, so we found one.
Yeah.
And why do you want to work with people?
Because it's fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Or is it also
Challenging.
impact?
And it's respect. Yes.
That's cool. So we work with people. Yeah, great.
So,
Yay!
1, 2, 3.
EcoVisio Facilitators rock! To get to know other aspects of each other, we use the space as a map, and call it mapping. And we could ask the question, where are you from? Where were you born? Which language do you like? Where do you want to go on holiday once? And then ask people, hey, now imagine this was Europe or this was the world, and please have us take a place. Where were you born? Normally, we normally start with that, and where you coming from this morning. Yeah, and then you can ask any other question.
Chișinău. Liliana, Chișinău.
Mihai, Chișinău.
Elena, Strășeni.
Ion, Dragușeni.
In the center.
Strășeni?
also. Strășeni.
Aha. Strășeni is
No.
south.
Also in the center actually.
Okay, and now let's see what happens if I ask you, where do you live now? Move slowly, that we see the changes. And I could now again ask, with the microphone, the names and the places. I could also now ask, where would you love to go on holiday once?
South, like south, north, south. Ah, north is this part. Yeah. This case, yeah.
Ah, because that's Australia?
New Zealand.
New Zealand. Okay, and
Morocco.
Morocco? India is more like this, if this is Morocco. So you have to talk to each other. That's the idea, yeah? It's not the idea that only the microphone tests everything. That the idea is you use these minutes to get to know each other and to talk to each other.
Spain.
Spain, it's close to Morocco.
Yes.
It's good.
Yeah, we
Okay.
talked to each other.
Wow, you did. Good, perfect.
The energizers called the chairs. We have to stand actually on the chairs. The chairs have to be all lined up, and it's a game that will help us to get to know each other. So the trainer or the facilitator says you have to arrange by, let's say, by who's the tallest and who's the smallest, or by name, or by age, or by location. So people have to talk to each other and try to move to arrange in the correct order, but they don't have to get off the chairs or to touch their feet on the ground. Okay, so let's check. What's your name? Yulian with G. Liliana and Tatiana. Great.
This cute little game to get to know each other is called the vampire game. We play it to hear a lot of times the names in the group. We play it in a circle, so everybody stands in a circle and one person is in the middle, who is the vampire. The vampire will decide to which person to go first, and this person can only protect him or herself by either shouting out another name of the group and then the vampire changes the direction, or by showing garlic. Normally people don't have garlic in their pocket, so it's only about shouting the names, and the vampire will try to catch a person and then the person gets to the center. One little comment, it's more interesting if the group doesn't know all the names as good as well as we already know.
Mariana.
There was a girl who had garlic in her pocket.
This is the better to know each other game. It's called 3 facts. So on a piece of paper we have to write 2 facts from real life and 1 lie. And when we've done it, we approach the other person from the group and try to find out which one is lie. So have fun.
The energizer is called the blanket. What we should do is like split the participants into groups, and they're all going to be separated by a blanket. Each group names a person that will stand in front of the blanket, and on 1, 2, 3 the blanket will drop. Someone has to actually hold the blanket, and the person that stands in front of each other, they have to say their name. So let's say that I'm Elena and someone is in front of me. When the blanket drops, I have to say Micha or Alexander or Jon, and we have to be the first that says the name, and the group that has more points wins, or it's how we actually get to know each other more. 1, 2, 3, drop! The energizer is called throw the ball. We gather all the participants in the circle, and if I am starting the game, I have the ball. I throw the ball to a person, but before that I say the name of that person, or maybe even to get to know each other. If it's a new circle of new members, then you have to say hi and then address to that person with the name and then throw the ball. And that person has to do the same with the other participants from the circle until all the participants had their name said at least once. And the catch is that afterwards, the last participant has to do everything backwards. He has to throw back the ball to the person that called his name and go back and go back and go back. And it's cool to play it sometimes even with 2 balls.
Hey, Elena!
Hey! So now let's try with 2 balls. First, I'm gonna throw the ball to one person. Let's say I'm gonna throw it again to Micha. And then the next ball, I'm going to throw it to another person. So you have to be careful where the both balls go and try to remember the correct order of the ball, okay? So, Christian, you won.
You won, Lena.
This energizer is called Count to 3, and my main goal is to wake these guys up and have a little fun. Start.
1,
2,
3,
1,
2,
3,
1,
2,
3.
Perfect, like this. And it gets a little more difficult because the 1, 2 and 3 will change. It will not be the number. You'll see that in this video. Have fun. Okay, let's have it a try.
Okay, 3.
Okay, go.
2,
3, 2,
3.
Very good, thank you. Now the 2 is not a 2 but a 3. 3. Let's have it a go.
3.
Perfect. And as fast as you can.
3.
3.
3. 3.
3.
3. 1. 3. 3. 3. 3.
Okay, thank you. And now it's time to celebrate. To celebrate each time you manage, and you do it by saying, yoo-hoo. Yeah. So the 3, the 3 is yoo-hoo. So it's yoo-hoo. Let's hear many yoo-hoos.
Yoo-hoo.
Let's go. Do you also want to try? Do you also want to try? Ah. Mira, vamos a camar. Okay, yoo-hoo. Merci muito. This game is called the Squirrel Houses, and my main goal is now to make them awake and run around and be a little crazy. To start the game Squirrel House, we need teams of 3 people and 1 person in the center. The teams of 3 people will build a house like this, and the squirrel will be inside the house eating a nut. From the perspective of the squirrel has a left, a right and a squirrel. So these are the 3 commands that the person in the center can do: left, right, and squirrel. And then those persons have to change places. So either the left hand, the right hand, or even the squirrel have to change the houses. Or the 4th command is earthquake. And there everybody has to build new squirrel houses. And there you go on. This little energizer is called Ride My Pony. We need a circle and one person in the center that is ready to be a little crazy and is riding the pony. First you have to teach the song, ride, ride, ride my pony, ride, ride, ride my pony. This is how we do it. And this is how we do it. The pony stops in the front of a person and makes front to front to front, now baby, back to back to back, now baby, side to side to side, my baby. And then they change places and the other person gets in and rides the pony, and the others motivate him and sing loudly the song. Normally you can also, with a bigger group, have from the start 2 ponies in the center. This is how we do it. Front, front, front. Now baby, back, back, back. Baby, side to side to side. Now baby, this is how we do it. Ride, ride, ride. This is how we do it. Front, front, front. Now baby, back, back, back. Now baby, side to side to side. Now baby, this is how we do it. This little energizer is called the Penguins and the Stork. It's actually my favorite one, and my main goal is just to be a little crazy and run around. The rule is everybody's a penguin in the beginning. Penguins can walk like this, very slowly but funny. And there's one stork. If you have a very big group, also you can have 2 storks in the beginning. The storks make big steps, but also not very fast, but bigger and a little faster than the penguins. And the idea is the storks will try to get the penguins, and once one penguin was caught, then also the penguins become a stork, and in the end there will be 1 penguin left and a lot of people running crazily around. This game is called the Basque Head. My main goal is to have in 2 teams a little team building and running around. The rule is you have 2 teams. Each team member has 1 number. Now we have 1 to 7. And the team member are spoken out, a number spoken out, and then the 2 people want to catch this hat and bring it home. The problem is you must not be caught by the other person while having the hat in your hand. If so, the point goes not home to you, but to the other team. Okay, this little cute game is called the Tape Dragon, and my main goal is now to make them run around and a little team building. The idea is that there's a dragon, there's teams of two. One is the head that can eat the others and can use the arms. The other one is the tail, the defense player who is aware that the other ones don't get the tail. Yeah, each person has a tail, gets a little piece of paper with a tape on the back. And now we have 7 little teams of 2 persons, and on a sign the head will try to get the other tails. Once it gets one tail, the dragon eats the other dragon, and so the head and the tail stays the same and the other ones get inside. And so the dragons get longer and longer. In the end we have a duel between 2 dragons, and that's mostly funny.
This game is called Musketeer. This game is for fun and energizing people. We have a rapier, it's our finger, and a shield. The shield we put in the back like this. So, and the goal is to hit with rapier into the shield. So, Liliana, we need to... Yes, I got it. So, have fun.
So the energizer is called Evolution, and we have to play it in the next rows. The first is egg, then chicken, then the pig, then the monkey, and then the human. So you go around and you play with a pair, rock, scissors and paper, and the one that loses goes down the level and the one that wins goes up a level. So the main goal is to get to the human level, and you can go lower than the egg. So you have to go around and play until you get to the human. Have fun! Comments on the game, you have to play only with the same level of the evolution. You have to make a lot of sounds to make it more fun, and once you become the human, you can sit down and just watch the others play.
This energizer is called rock, paper and scissors. We start to play in pairs, 2 people. And then the one who loses get in back of the person and start to shout his name, like he's shouting for him. And then you find other people and other teams to beat with. The final person who have all the people in his bag win the game. Have fun!
The energizer is called tuner. So the main focus is that I am the speaker, or I am the trainer, and I am also the tuner. I will show with my hands the level of the sound that someone makes. Usually all the participants will make the same sound, let's say an A or an O, wherever we choose, and if I lift my hands higher, it means that the sound goes up and everyone has to heighten their voice. If I lower my hands, then everyone has to lower their voice too, and they have to be really attentive and try to be focused to how my hands move. Have fun!
This game is called Catch the Sleeper, and the goal is to increase concentration of the group or help them focus on one particular topic. Here's how we play it. Every person that stays in the circle will hold their left hand like that and their right finger on the palm of the person's hand. And the person in the middle, the facilitator, will start saying a story, and when the story reaches a particular word, for example, I'll choose the word apple. Whenever the word apple comes in the story, you need to catch the slipper and you need to protect your own finger. If there are any other people in this room that loves pears and strawberries and apples, and sometimes it's really hard to get them, and what you need to do, you could maybe dry some fruits in the summer, for example cherries and apples and pears.
The energizer is called eye contact. The participant must make a circle. Someone stands inside of the circle and tries to catch or tries to change the place with the other participants. The other participants have to make eye contact and discuss, well, let's say, just arrange the fact that they're going to switch the place. So, usually the participants try to run and switch the place one with another, and the one that is in circle tries to take the place in the circle that was freed. And you can do it just with one pair, or try to entertain as much people as possible. So a lot of people can do the swapping, and the person inside must try to take the free space in the circle.
Давай, мы с тобой.
The name of this energizer is Robert Chicken. So you can do it when you feel that your participants are really tired and want to like sleep or half asleep. So it's like totally stupid one and very fast one. How to do it? So you have to count till 7 with one hand, another one leg, another one. So for example, like I count till 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and everybody do the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we do it after like till 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, till 1, and after like 1, 1, 1, 1, and all together shout like Robert Chicken. And that's it. Like it's more fun when we do it with a big group, not only by myself staying behind this, in front of this like strange wall.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1.
The name of this exercise is a massage circle. The main goal is to make massage to your partner and after that you have to turn around and to make massage to your partner. One type of the massage, it's a pizza massage. For the first, we make a dough. After we cut the salami. After we put the cheese there, and pizza it's ready. The second type, it's a weather massage. It's a raining with the fingers, and the rain it be stronger and stronger and stronger. Yeah. Big dough. Now we cut the salami. Yeah. Right now the cheese. We put the cheese in our pizza. Yeah. Right now we put the pizza in the oven, like that. Now.
This activity is called pass a hula hoop, and we'll use a kind of hula hoop eye. And the goal of it is to practice team building and get more energized. The rules of the games are pretty simple. All the participants stand in a circle holding hands, and the whole circle needs to pass the hula hoop without breaking the chain of hands.
Hi, this game is called Samurai. We have two katanas, this is our palms, and we need to hit the other samurai in palm. We do it like one hit at a time, and when we try to hit, we left our hand where we stopped. The other samurai need to hit our palm also with one move, and we need to drag, yeah, to drag our hand. So Christy hit me like hop. After that, I need to hit him one more time. So when I hit his palm, he took his palm into his back, so he lost one katana and he have only one. When Christy or I lose both katanas, we get out of the game. So have fun.
This crazy game is called German Rugby, which sounds already weird because Germans don't play rugby and the rules are quite crazy. My goal is to make them run around, really get them running. We have two teams, and the first team kicks away the ball, builds a small circle and selects one person that runs around the circle as fast as they can. This is how the team can make a point. Once you make a circle through your around your team members, that's 1 point. In the same time, the other team will try to run after the ball and get the ball between the legs through all team members, through the legs. And once it ends up at the last person, this person says, "Stop!" And so the person that tries to collect points has to stop. And also the last person makes the next kick. And the team that was running around in circles has to stop now and run around behind the ball, and again tries to get it as fast as possible through all the legs of the team members. And at that time, the other team will try to make points. In the end, you count your points, and whoever, after maybe 6-7 rounds, who has more points wins the game. German Rugby. This game is called the Robots and the Master. Here we have two teams of 3 people. 2 are the robots, yeah, and 1 person is the master who tries to dirigate the robots here as well. And your goal is to make your 2 robots give them a hug. But in the beginning, these 2 robots do not hug at all. They are standing like this. And there are 4 commands you can do. You can make them walk and stop, yeah? And you can make them go 90 degrees left or turn 90 degrees right. Yeah, and again, walk and stop. That's all these robots understand, and you have to master them and give them a hug.
The game is called Count to 21, and it consists in counting to 21 with the closed eyes, and the thing is that we should not repeat the number in the same time. So we will begin with 1, another one 2, and the most important thing is not to repeat the same number 2 persons at the time. And once we get to 21, so the game is closed.
3,
5,
6, 7,
8, 1,
2,
3, 4, 5, 6,
7,
8, 9,
10,
11, 12,
13,
14, 15,
16, 17,
18, 19,
20.
21.
This game is called Building Equal Triangles, and we do it for systemic region. People will stand randomly in the room, and I'll ask them to pick 2 persons, and don't tell others whom they picked, and to build with them together an equal triangle. And do it in silent, and do it without talking, and trying to get to a balance. So, just to make that sure, if I picked Misha and Christy, I should stay either here or there. Yeah, so that we have, and if they move, I have also to move. I also have to move. Good, let's see. So let's see if the group finds an equilibrium. Not yet. Yeah, the space is quite limited. We see by every step every person does, it has impact on the whole system. So systemic wise, this tells one person can change a whole system. And everybody has to see how important is his personal triangle. Or is the group result more important, or my own result? Good, I think you got to an equilibrium.
Yes.
Congratulations. So in these games you normally do a debriefing about systemic impulses, how much can you influence a whole system, how much important is your own result or is the group result more important, how high is your stress resilience, or your perfectionism for your own triangle, and and what does it mean for your work as well. So is the group result more important or your own triangle? And yes, everybody can influence the whole system by walking. Okay, now this game is called Remember the Three, and we together will in a second try to count until 40, and we will not say numbers where the 3 is in, and also not numbers which can be divided by 3. Tricky. And wherever there's a number where the 3 is in or it can be divided, we don't say the number but make snap. Let's see how smart we are.
7,
8,
10, 11,
14.
15.
That's nice.
The name of this game is Find a Leader, and it can be used as an energizer, or it can have a goal of helping the group find a little more synchronicity. The rules of the game are quite simple. One volunteer is chosen from among the group who goes outside, and while the person is outside, the group decides among themselves who will be the leader, who will be making certain movements, and everybody else needs to follow. And when the volunteer comes in, they will need to find that leader within the group. So it's pretty simple.
Let's ride.